Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining in for the next session about how to get started Palantir Foundry. In this session, we'll be talking about how to build your first workshop app. We have gone through from bringing data into the platform, from building the ontology, talked about how do we do analytics on that data on the ontology. Now, how do we build working applications on the platform? So that's using one of the application which exists in the platform called as Workshop. So we'll be covering that in today's session. So let's just cover the topics which we are going to talk about is some basics about the Workshop application, what is Workshop and what kind of widgets it have. Then next topic would be to talk about the what are variables, functions, and events and actions which exist in the application, which let us wind things together, basically makes things together work together in the widgets. Like from how can we get data into the widgets, how we can make two widgets talk, how can we get data from other places, all those things we will learn more about it. Next is the other feature about the workshop. Because the workshop is a UI, and then as we are building, what are different techniques available for us to version control it or control by branching for it. Then how can we build a custom widget? Like if you don't like the widgets which exist in the platform, what can we build using the custom widget? And then we'll more talk about how complex, one of the complex example of workshop application which you build. We'll talk about that. So just to show you visually, what we are going to build is these two dashboard on the platform. These again, just to talk about that, we have now the data in the platform. How do we, and we have done some reporting, but we actually want to see a actionable workshop or a application by which user can consume all that data. And the consumption of that data would be from the user perspective, that how they want to see things, how the data should look like, what kind of KPI should present, and those kind of things. You all may have seen UI, have built UIs and everything. In this example, we'll try to build everything without doing a single line of code on the platform. So I have Sachin, who is a ServiceNow CMA, been with me on this series for a while, which we will go through and talk about how it works in the platform. I have my colleague Roshan, who will show us the actual demo to build this from scratch. So over to you, Roshan, for the demo.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Rahul. Hi everyone. As you know, I'm Roshan and I'm here to walk you through the workshop. So, without wasting time, let's get started. Let me share my screen first. Yeah, so let's create a workshop module. Mhm. So, first of all, this is the UI of the workshop module where we can build our application without writing a single code. We have a couple of things need to understand first before proceeding to build. Like we have the name here. Okay, down here we can see the version control. It support the version control like Git. You can shift to previous version, or which version you have to publish and continue your development meanwhile.
Okay.
Right here, this workshop also support the branching feature. You can create multiple branches to develop your application or distribute with the other colleagues to build and then directly merge it. Then in the right section, we have some configurations option. Like this is the overview where you can see which object types we are using in the workshop, which actions, which custom visits, the derived property we are using. So this is all the overview section. Next, we have layout. Layout tells you how many sections you are having in your workshop, how many buttons or different sections, and the in a sequential way, like how they are arranged, like a hierarchical view. Then we have a section for variables. We can create variables to uh, ingest the values from the object types or any custom values we want to put, like a static value. So here let me show you the types of variable. We can create the string variable, boolean, numeric, date, timestamp, geopoint. Geopoint is used to plot on the map, like it renders the latitude, longitude over the map. Some geo shape, array, struct, and a object set. Next, we have a change log. Like suppose I am building an application. So yesterday I saved my work, and today I am continuing the work. So I can see what changes I did today. So those changes appears here. Next, for page load analysis, it analyze the load time, like how longer your page taking to load, and which section is taking much time. You can optimize your application by analyzing over here. Next is metrics, like uh, it tells you like if an action is embedded, then how many times that action is triggered, or some metric kind of things you can say here. And last, the setting things. You can give your workshop name, set the themes like you want in darker or lighter. You can save your own colors here to use it as a variable, like in code development, like we did in HTML, CSS. In CSS, we create a global variable for colors or something. So similarly, we can save colors here. Use
Yeah, I think
yeah,
for the benefit of audience, right? Workshop, and correct me if I'm wrong. Workshop is a consistent UI, or let's say consistent feature in Palantir to make UIs for all kind of audiences. So in traditional platforms, right, and I'll take ServiceNow example. There is a different type of UI for agents or fulfillers, different type of UI for managers, and we call it service portal for end users, right? Um, so I believe in Palantir we use Workshop to construct any kind of UI. It can be a form for an agent to fill the fields, etc. Or it can be basically a front end portal for your audiences to submit the request for your backend team, right? All of that can be constructed via Workshop. Correct, guys? Rahul and
Yeah.
Roshan?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that
Okay.
that is exactly right. Like workshop is how we build UIs without writing any line of code, which can be consumed by internal or external any kind of persona in the
Yeah.
platform. Yes, so that's what workshop is, and most of the application in the platform are created on workshop. So if you go to
Yeah.
any of the
So,
application, you will see they are created on workshop only.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's start with Roshan. Shall we start with like looking at the widgets, like list of widgets and stuff, like start building some things?
yeah, sure.
So like go ahead, I'll just talk about it. Like it's like a WYSIWYG editor basically. So whatever we are doing, we can visually see what is happening. Yet and while Roshan is adding sections and stuff. So like he's editing the properties of that section on the left. So we can see there is a lot of that properties can be edited. So instead of writing a single line of code, we can make all those changes required in those sections. So here he's just building a header section, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an icon. List of icons exist. Okay. So are we ready to add a widget or not yet? Okay, so you are adding a tab for two series
Yeah.
which we have. Okay.
So now we can proceed to add a widget.
Okay.
So here we are adding. mm
So let's cover,
so
Roshan, first the list of widgets we have. So these are
okay.
all out of the box widgets which exist in the platform. Like let's just slowly scroll through this, Roshan. So we have all like list of table, button group metrics. Those are simple.
Mm,
If we scroll down, we have filters, we have map. So map is the one which you were talking about, that we can show an actually visual map. And if we
Yeah.
have latitude and longitude data in our objects, we can
Mm,
plot it directly. I think later on we can show an example of it. Okay.
yeah.
The object list, object views, basic stuff, properties. Then, okay, these are the AI components which we will cover in next coming of sessions. That okay, we have a AI analyst widget, a chatbot widget, and a generated content that which are generated by the AI features. Okay, okay, what is like app
So
pairing? I think is yeah, good.
this is the library of widgets, right, which
Yeah,
Palantir provides out of the box. And
correct.
does it I believe that Palantir does not follow any a strict release cycle. So I believe this gets updated regularly, right?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
Palantir does provide this list of widgets which are there, and Palantir push like two updates a week. Like if you read their change log and everything, there are two updates a week they push, and later on we will cover. If I don't like any of these widgets, it's I can just create my own widget, which is very
Mhm.
simple to create actually. So there is a long list of widgets, and a lot of them are very nice. I think there was a one audio transcriber. For example, you can add a
Mhm.
audio widget in it, which I can just talk. It will automatically transcribe that what we are doing and stuff. So the
Mhm.
widget library is quite good, with a lot of widgets have AI capability. And then
Yeah.
again, if I don't like, I can build my own. Right. So that's the list of things. Okay, Roshan, let's start building something.
Yeah.
We're adding two tabs here. So while Roshan is setting it up, Sachin, like I think you have played with this right before. And what is your view compared to other like these kind of visualizators? But like this may look like a Figma or like Wasel, but having the ontology behind it, I feel that's the power word. What do you think?
Yeah, that's right. I think once you marry this with the ontology that we have created in the previous session, that's the
Mm,
power it provides. I also liked that it has a very extensive widget library,
mm,
like the audio one you shared, the map one, which we have used in one of the base demos.
mm,
It's quite good actually. So,
yeah,
but yeah, there are certain okay, maybe one more thought there. Like in ServiceNow, the way we develop widgets, we have to strictly follow a framework of client scripting, server scripting, and certain
yeah,
client classes and all that. I think it liberates you from that point of view, this
mm,
particular feature. So you can develop in external AI like Continue or something deployed
yeah,
here, or you can do your own thing. Yeah. So it's quite
yeah.
flexible.
And like this one, what Roshan is just building right now, right? Like he just picked a widget and he created a variable. So here he's creating these variables just simply by searching or just reusing the variables which exist. So it's so intuitive
Mhm.
that okay, if I don't have a variable that data from one widget, like he's selecting, creating that search widget which has the data, which would be used by another widget. So we'll be creating like a common variable, and I don't have to write watchers and all those things to watch on changes on these
Mm.
variables. So that's what he's quickly doing actually. So this is like he has created few variables and identified that okay they are automatically computed and stuff, and then you can use this. variable in other for it, like the top variable is being used by the other variable to filter on it. So that, I think that's also is so powerful that I don't have to take care of those kind of technicalities to build all these things.
So for reporting also we can use Workshop, or there is some other feature for reporting in Palantir Foundry?
So reporting, like the reporting stuff which you build, reporting widgets and those things which you're building, they can be then embedded inside the workshop. So when we saw the list of widgets, there are widgets which let us embed the reports into the platform. Okay, so that way we can build those report templates which are tied to different scenarios or different kind of reporting, and then they can be put in in this workshop, which can be tied to a variable. For example, if I, for a specific plant, I want to see a report in a specific way, so I can select the plant from the top, and the rest of the
And it
reports would
shows
be
up.
automatically generated. Okay,
Okay.
so the platform allow us to create those reports, notepad, and other things as a template, and those templates we can bring that into the workshop, which can work through a variable from here.
Right.
So yeah, he just created some variables now, pulling up into different kind of grid views and stuff. By that time, anyone on the call have any questions?
We call it as interactive filters in ServiceNow, and they're very cumbersome to build because we need to have a special skill called performance analytics, which is another product on its own, and you need to know that in order for you to create these interactive filters. Um, and we know what interactive filters are, right? You select something on a drop down and your report changes. You select something else and your UI changes, things of that sort. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and here, because every variable is computed, so it is based in a way that can be used by other widgets in the platform, like in the workshop, basically. So it is interacted in a way that all components are on real time interacting or changing based on the data which is there. So like right now, he just added that count widget for number of machine counts for that kind of plant we have. So whenever we change the plant from the top, the count of machines should change because it is using the variable on the top as a filter to filter down the machines in that plant.
Downstream.
And these are very simple one, but I think Roshan will show us later on, which is more a function backed also. Function means we can write a complicated code on behind it to calculate it and then use it like a normal variable in the workshop. So for example, we can have a very like maybe efficiency calculator of a machine, which is a complicated code, which goes and get data from maybe 4 or 5 objects and stuff. So that can, instead of doing the whole calculation in the UI, we do it in a code somewhere, and that exposed as a function in, and which put data into a variable, and we just put it here, right? So that's also make it quite powerful that because we are actually calling code-based functions directly from the UI.
Yep.
I think yeah, he's configuring one of the charts, and all, like there are many kinds of charts which exist, and they have long list of configurations in itself, which is there.
Right.
kind of complexity of charts. This is like simple chart which we can use directly from here. And if you don't like these charts and we want to bring charts from the last session which we built it, we can bring those things here in the dashboard also. Like adding these sections and stuff is so easy. And because we can visually see and even interact with it, that makes it easier for us to build and see. Like it's not right. I'm doing a configuration somewhere and then going on another page to refresh it and see. Right? That like in one screen itself, why am I building? I can visually see it here itself. I don't have to keep on refreshing something. And while we are making changes, if you see on the top, it is getting auto saved. It is automatically getting saved. So we are not losing our work if like internet connection or yeah. And Roshan also shared about the version control. So whenever we publish, there is a version get published. Like in Microsoft Documents, Word doc, like every time you save a document, the new version is saved. So same way, there is a new version is saved so that we can revert to a previous version. And also, once these workshop can become very big and complicated, so we can work in branches. Like any GitHub or code-based branches, we can work in different branches. So multiple teams can work on make on features and stuff. And then once they are ready, they can merge it to the main branch.
How do you create those branches? Like there's a drop down there for main, I see.
Yeah.
So if you are a new developer, there's already, let's say Sachin is developing something and Roshan wants to also develop. He'll create a new branch and then later will merge with the main one, right?
Maybe the main. So under the main, there is a button which we can create a branch. And then you can start working in that branch. This give you like normal like Git, right? It will give you the whole copy and you can start working on it. And once you are happy, you can submit submit for merging basically. And then if there are conflicts, you can easily work out the conflicts and solve it. So it also help us to multiple team members can work on it. I think here Roshan is going to show us the function part. He's creating this KPI to a variable, and then I think he's going to link to a function, right, Roshan? This one? You're on mute, Roshan.
Okay, not this one. Another variable for function.
So, and this is quite intuitive. Like we have covered till now the widgets, variables, and we will cover the functions later on. One of the thing is actions and events, right? So we will add actions. For example, I can create a object. I can edit an object, or I can change the status of an object, right? Those buttons which be there, and they will be linked through an event to something, because through an event we can trigger changes in the UI, like normal JavaScript events and stuff which we are aware of. So instead of writing any of those by code, we can just do it here by just configurations. So you can see how quickly, while we are talking, Roshan has built up a nice UI and he's building more.
Yeah, so here's the variable for using a function. We are using a supply day of cover function and passing a parameter.
Okay. So in this, where is the function? The numeric function is the function there, yeah?
Yeah.
And
that
that is
function
in
return a numeric value. So that's how we are creating a numeric value function.
So can you just show that again? Like, is that we just go back and show?
Yeah, so create a new function variable.
No. Just go back to that function where the function configuration screen was, and just show the drop down in that. Like how the function show up.
Oh, you want to open the function?
No, no, just I just want to see here. So this is
So
where it is in the code repository. The code is in the code repository and show up like a function which can be used here. And
Yep.
then
mm,
in that we are also, if you close that part, Roshan,
Mm.
we are passing an input. So function already define an input and we are passing that input from another variable. And as a result, it is giving us an output, which is 15 current value, which we are using. So this
mm.
this can be used for any complex calculation. This opens up the next level of possibilities for us to do basically. So we can pass multiple
I
inputs from different variables. Yeah, go ahead, Sachin.
I think these are no. I think this is great. So typically, we have this logic stored in the form of script. We pass an input, and it gives an output. So it is reusable. Um, Next time you want to host this somewhere in some other dashboard or some other page,
Mm,
right? You can use this function, right?
yeah. And the thing is, there is no longer writing client server kind of logic here.
Mm,
Right? Like we are not distinguishing between like I'm writing a client code and get a receive a
mm.
JSON and I have to parse and put it somewhere. This is all taken care and we are building all that just as a WYSIWYG UI.
And this is always in numeric format, or these functions can be non-numeric
No,
formats
we
as
can
well. Like,
receive the data in any format and then we can.
mm, okay. I think we lost Rahul.
Hey, sorry, I got disconnected. Yes, Sachin, you were saying something?
No, no, I think we heard you. So we can receive in any
Yeah,
format, right? It is not
yeah,
restricted to numeric. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because it's a code-based function. We can define the input and we can define the output for it to receive.
Maybe a slightly technical question. So let's say if I branched
Mm,
out as a developer, I've developed my
mm.
own function. It won't be available for others to use until I publish it to the main repo, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So how do we localize the time, Rahul, in this one? So let's say if while Roshan is building it,
Mm,
some questions are popping up. Let's say I am in IST time zone, you are in
mm-hmm.
sync time zone, somebody else is somewhere else. So will it read through the profile of the logged in user and then localize the timing on this UI, or how does that work?
Um, that's a good point. Like how we can represent the time in the correct format as per the user's time zone. I have to check. I don't have an answer to that. Like how we localize time in the user's format. That's a good point. That could be a functionality of the workshop or could be a functionality at the ontology level also. Because the data will
Hmm.
come from ontology itself, ontology column or something that can take care of translating into the logged in user's time zone or something. But if that's not,
Hmm.
then we can of course override it probably at the workshop level.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have questions around permissions and encryption. Do we have, I mean, would we cover later, or I can ask now?
I think yeah, go ahead. I think we later on when Roshan will create a detailed screen, then we can see the details of it. Then we can talk more about it, like how those can be done. But yeah, go ahead, please.
No, I think it was about, let's say you are persona A and I am persona B.
Hmm.
You are having access to more fields than me because of your persona. So is that controlled at the workshop layer as well? Rahul? The
Yes.
visibility of
So
data. Mm,
So we can of course control at the workshop level, but it is there is something called as marking concept in
Mm.
in Palantir. So whenever data comes from different places and stuff, you can apply a marking at a field or a row level. I think so. Then we can define that which role or a group have those marking
Mm.
data available, and that carries forward across the platform.
Right.
So I don't have
I
to
see.
rewrite the security everywhere. It's just the
Mm.
marking level will automatically define the security.
Okay. But the workshop still provides you additional
Yes,
controls if you like. Okay. Okay.
correct. We can of course read, for example, the default
Mm.
setting of the users, like which department or which X or Y they are from and stuff. So we can apply those as a the default filters to it. That okay, user based on maybe if they are from HR department will only see HR data.
Mm.
We can have a very
Right.
filtered view that they are only allowed to see. So there is another concept of restricted views, which allow us to
Mm.
use that kind of restricted conditional based views for us to use that. And just I think there was a question about encryption also, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
on the encryption side, Palantir Foundry also support encrypted fields. So we can encrypt the data in those fields, and again, based on right permissions, only those
Hmm.
people can see or decrypt the data in those fields.
And where do
So,
you define those permissions? It's on the workshop or somewhere else?
it is again at the data level.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so they come from the data level that this is field is encrypted
Hmm.
or that is applied, and then again I think based on the role and group, you allow those encryptions to be available to those specific people, and then they can decrypt it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I think UI does not control, like, it's basically the concept is we should apply at the data level, not at the UI level.
Yes. Yes, of
Once it
course.
is applied at the data level, then it is
Mm.
consistently applied everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep. Roshan, I think you just configured an action and an event, right? You just want to show us what was it, or you have configured it completely or not yet?
Yeah,
I think you're
action I
mute. Yeah.
configured completely. Yeah. So
Okay.
to trigger an action, I created a button
Hmm.
using a button widget right here.
Right.
So on the what adding a button, we have a configuration something to add an action down here. Okay, we can
Okay.
give the
Mhm.
name to the button, and here are the option to
Right. So hold on, this one. So
yeah
we can call an action. These are the actions directly coming from the ontology. These are like edit action or the whatever action we created on the ontology directly, right?
yeah right.
So these are the ontology actions. Okay. Go back on
Mm,
the click again. Sorry.
yeah.
So we can call an event. We can export, call a scenario, function bat export. Okay. Export a media or actually run a command also. Okay.
Mm,
So these are Sachin, these are we directly plugging an action when they with the ontology based action. In I think last session when we in the ontology we created some default actions, created
Mm.
it all those things. We can create more different kind of actions, and then they can be plugged here directly in the UI. And we can
Yeah.
define if action require an input, we can give an input from there. Yep.
I
So
think this is an exhaustive list. This because usually when you click a button, you are either firing an event or you're taking some action. So the list
yeah.
is quite exhaustive already. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's also giving some export feature. For example, if you want to export as an Excel or all those things, so you just configure this part. Let's see, like
Mm. Mm.
we just plugged the UI with an action on the ontology just by clicking things instead of writing any single line of code. He just plugged that together.
Let's say if I want to call a custom piece of code, um, when I click on the button, and it can be anything like I want to launch an integration or something.
Yeah.
How do I do that? Like I drive an event or what?
So I think there was one which was a function mat, so you can call a function. which can run a code to call an integration. But like calling an integration can be also an action. So I think probably we didn't go in detail about the action, but action can also make external web services calls and stuff. So that can be wrapped as an action, and then we just put the action here. So, or if there is a complicated logic or calling a AI chatbot or something, we can bring it here also. So I think one of the example is like we can trigger a chat conversation, like on a button when
Yeah.
I'm on a plant. If I want to know more about this plant, I have a button like ask about this plant. I click on it and it will just directly launch a chat kind of conversation with the default details. So that can be joined together, I think, with an events and stuff. Okay, Roshan, just be cognizant of the time. So can we show more about the event? Like, okay, maybe like let's see what you have built till now, and then we cover the event. Right. Okay, so we have built the first page. We have built the KPIs on the left, and then chart, bring data, and we can filter the plant, looking at the detail, and then those information. Have we built the detail screen yet, Roshan? You're on mute, Roshan.
I missed the detail screen.
Okay,
Let me
let's
create. Okay,
quickly
just
try
create a
that detail
whole.
screen. Yeah.
Hmm.
The detail screen is quite simple in this such a like because every object have kind of a default detail screen. So we can just bring that default detail screen like he just got it and he's just selecting the variable. Like on that
Right.
table, the selected variable automatically come
Would
and
show up.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. So he just set up that detail screen.
Yeah, so now it's ready.
Hmm. We select a plant, which will like we don't have to wire anything. Like all the components are wired together. So when we select a plant, everything is filtered. When he's clicking the detail screen, I think you may have to throw an event or join together, right?
Yeah, yeah. To open the overlay, we have to embed an event.
For the
So
details, the format is always rigid, or we can move around the fields, the font, etc.
we can update the structure of the detail screen. Like what fields should show up, what should be the structure. It is quite configurable, and if we don't like this default way of looking at, we can create our own view in Workshop also. And this is what I was talking about, that click event from that uh, card in the table. We join that with an overlay. So when we click on it, overlay automatically opens up. And that
Yeah.
was the like without writing a line of code, we just joined that together. So I think this is quite good. So I had a question, Roshan, like if there is a long list of widgets you have, right? And if
Yeah.
you don't like the widgets in here,
Hmm.
can you create your own widgets?
Yeah, we have an option to create our own custom widget.
Okay.
Like, let me show
How
you.
easy or difficult is it?
Yeah. So here in the list, we have a widget called custom widget.
Right.
So here's the custom widget.
Okay.
We can create, we can select if we have already created any widget, or we can
Mm-hmm.
create a custom widget directly from here. Like
Okay.
the moment I click on the custom widget, it create a code repo.
Right. So again, it takes us to the code repo, and again, do we have to write the whole code ourselves?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
to configure the ontology if we want to use our ontology data.
Right. So this is also like quite an like important part. We can define which ontology object this widget will have access to,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Okay. So we can control at every widget and those level also.
It's going to take a little time.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I have a custom widget created. Let me show you.
All right. Wow. So this is like a completely interesting. So we
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
fetching the
to.
yeah
Right. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah it's fetching the data from the ontology and just build this
Mm.
custom view.
Okay. So we can build the views howsoever we like and have those as a custom widget and bring them in the platform quite easily. Can you show us like what kind of code, and can we like
Yeah.
just use the continue last time which we saw?
Hmm.
Maybe like the existing widget which you have. Maybe that one, or you want to show this one? That's okay. So we can use the continue last time like a coding agent and just ask it to build it, right?
Yes. So whatever we want to build, we do not have to write code by manually. We can just ask continue to do, and
Hmm.
it will
Mm.
create. It will write the whole code for you.
Can I be lazy and just attach an image and it will generate it?
Yeah, we can. We have an option to attach images directly
Okay.
from our computer.
Okay. So I can just like, this is interesting, such and see, like I can just have a wireframe of something and attach an image. It will generate the whole custom widget for me, which I can embed in the UI.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe the continue thing is you are able to select the model it is using the, I think it shows
Yeah.
plots on it, and it's
Yeah.
all licensed by Palantir, so you don't need to procure your own keys. I mean,
Yeah. This
use
is
them.
this is all working inside the platform, giving us the whole environment. Once it is done, and there we can use it. Awesome. That's great. Cool. So you want to show us what is actually possible? Like in this, in probably sometime we were able to build all this, but you want to show one of the example which you built? Is there anything else, or shall we
Yeah.
just?
Yeah. I can show you another workshop example that I have built. That's a little complex. So this is the workshop that I built and embedded some more widgets. Like this is the map,
Hmm.
and it's
Mm.
all about the data. If we have, if in the data we have the geospatial properties like latitude and longitude, we can process it and map on plot on the map.
Okay. Cool. So let's
So
click on a plant on it
yeah,
and see the detail of it. So this is like plant and the distribution center. When you click on the plant, you have the AI summary coming on top and all the information about the plant coming in with actions there and stuff. So all this data, which is backed by the ontology, we can visually represent all this information. And this is like tabular format. Maybe Roshan, you want to go to the vertex graph there related. So vertex in, I think in last session which we cover, so we can visually represent all the related entities to this plant.
Yeah.
So like we can create the vertex as a template and then bring it
Yeah.
here, which we can visually see as last time. So I can visually see how things are connected. All right,
It's the
okay,
same
cool.
view we saw last time, right?
Yeah, correct, correct. So we can visually now, because those are in different applications, now we can join that under a workshop, which from a user perspective, they can consume all this information. Instead of
Yeah.
going into multiple places, this is like
Yeah.
central dashboard for the user to consume it. Okay. Cool. Roshan, let's switch to the next UI which you have built in here. Okay, so you have gone to operation
yeah, we
dashboard.
have operations. The first section is same as the map view. The
Okay.
interesting is second view. Let it load. It's the detail view per order. So
Right.
in the left
So I
we
can
can select
filter
the
it.
order. Yeah,
I can see, and then when I click on it, I have all the details screen coming in. And this is all again without writing a single line of
Nice.
code.
yeah, right.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Delivery workbench.
Okay, this is more of a Kanban board, how things are moving.
Yeah,
Okay.
and a network graph called process mining graph, where we can see the bottleneck in a whole process. Like the
Hmm.
order has a life cycle, like from
Mm.
appearing new to
Hmm.
getting completed or cancelled. So all that states plotted here, and we can see like how much data is processing from which state to which state.
Yeah, this is like such and we have process mining and everything, identify the bottleneck in a process, can visually see seen by the users to identify that.
Yeah, I think it shows the numbers, etc. At what stage, what is the
Hmm.
count, and
Yeah.
all. What's the percentage in between? Uh,
Percentage means
44.
how, yeah, like
Yeah.
83% of data going to be
Hmm.
validated, right? So
Going
from
to that stage.
validated, yeah, so from validated, only 44% of the orders going to picking item state.
Yeah, I
Right.
think, and there's a more of concept of what is automated, what is not
Yeah.
automated,
Hmm.
how we can identify the candidates for automation. So this help us to identify the candidates of data for automation. Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, what is next, Roshan?
Next, I think analyst.
Yes.
So this is
Right.
the screen where we can chat with the ChatGPT like interface, and with with our data. Like I can ask question to it, and it can reply me from my data. Like if I ask a
You
question
want to
like,
trigger something? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So here, this is like as Roshan said, is a Chat GPT experience on the business. So and we can define
Yeah.
which objects are accessible for which user. Okay, so
Yeah.
like HR don't have access to supply chain, or supply chain does not have access to the HR data and all those things. So this gives us all that kind of control, and this is like a widget in the platform.
Mm.
We will show more in the next upcoming sessions where we'll configure this widget and how easy is it to configure and give a chat like experience in the platform. So you can see what is it thinking, what is it querying, how it can get that all that data and get us a result. And at the bottom, we have different models and other tools and all the other things available to us through which we can decide on a couple of things. So it is quite interesting when you run in your business and kind of insights it can find on that business. So it's right running like a deep research or a chat GPT on the business. And because it is grounded on the business data, there is a negligible hallucinations on it. So it's not like making up things right now because it's grounded on the data of the platform. Yep.
Is it like this is across? If I'm having 10 applications, it runs across all 10, or I can localize for one application itself or one
It,
ontology itself. Mm.
it is in the ontology, it is across objects, but you can define which objects it has access to.
Mm.
So you can define,
Okay.
okay, only these object sets it has access to, so it will only be accessing those object sets. It will not, while we can give access to whole ontology, but we can only give access to a specific objects also. And it also, I think, give us options for actions where we can perform actions directly from here. Okay, I think the last one, you want to finish, Roshan,
yeah, AI
with
hub.
the, this is again a UI being built on Workshop. This is showing more of an automation for different departments. We have what is moving from where, those things. So just to show how complex kind of UI can be built on Workshop. So this is again like writing minimum line of code. And if we don't like these components, we can again build custom components for us to use. So yeah, I think that was major it from our side. Right, Roshan? Anything else from your side?
No,
Share.
I think I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's open up for any questions anyone have. Let me enable mic if anyone want to open to talk.
So I have a question regarding
Yeah.
the workshop which we are creating. Can we have multiple ontologies creating on a single workshop, or a
I
single ontology should always be used?
um First of all, I think we need to talk about why we need multiple ontologies. Like normally
Mhm.
the ontology is a definition of objects combined together for an organization. There could
Mhm.
be reasons why you need multiple ontologies, but like, can you bring multiple ontologies objects into a workshop, Roshan? My view is, I think yes. What do you think?
Yes, we can bring multiple ontologies and object types into a workshop, but we cannot establish link between multiple ontologies.
Yeah, because they are not joined together, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ravikant, for the question. Anyone else have any other question? Awesome. Sachin, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, this is if I know about AIP Analyst, it is one of the best features I like about the workshop. I heard about AIP Assist as well. Is that something different, or it's the same thing?
AIP Assist is the assistant which help us in whenever we get stuck in the platform. So AIP Assist is, I think last time when we looked at it, if we get stuck or get an error in the platform, we can ask, okay, what do I need to do? So it's that was the inbuilt helper AI in the platform.
And AIFD is a third one, right? Which is a enhanced
Yes.
version of Assist, correct? Okay.
Yeah. So AIFD is different. We will have it covered in the last session in September. So the next is like we have covered what is Foundry, data connections, then to ontology, and then the how do we analytics. And now we have covered how to build applications. In the sixth session, we will cover how to build workflows. Like now we have the ontology, we have the application, how we join them together to create like a more of a workflow. So next session,
Yeah.
we will cover the application which help us build workflows. Then after that, we will cover more of the AI capabilities in the platform. So the AIP chatbot, AI analyst, and also we'll more talk about the models available, how they are available, how we can bring our own model, more of that conversation. In the eighth session, we'll talk about how Palantir expose all of this, what we have talked about as an MCP and SDK, and how they can be used to build applications, how we can expose everything out as an MCP and can use it on our chat GPT connected as an MCP or an SDK and stuff. So we'll talk more about that one. Then the last one is everything which we have done. We will talk about FD and pilot. Pilot is like simple pilot apps. It allows us to build. The major hero of the session is the AIFD, and the reason we have kept it at the end is everything what you have seen in all the sessions, how we can not do it ourselves and get it done by AI.
Yeah.
So everything right now we are seeing is we are doing it manually, but AIFD is how it shortcut everything that we don't have to do most of the things manually in the platform, and we just talk to an AI chatbot and it will just do everything for us. And that's one of the reason why we kept it at the last, that it help us to first we go through and explain how things work, but at the end you don't have to do it manually. Like you can get asked it, but we still need to learn the concepts of the platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. If there is no other question, thank you guys for joining in. Have a good Friday and a good weekend. Cheers. Thanks, Roshan.
Thank you, team.